What's up, Tiger fans? It's Morgan here with the Morgan Thomas Show. And today I wanted to talk about something interesting I saw on social media. David Hale of ESPN ranking Clemson's linebacking core third in the ACC. I'm going to let you know where I think they should be ranked and what I think about that. But before we get into the video, make sure you like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel or follow us on Facebook so you can stay up to date on all of our exclusive Clemson content we put out every single week. All right, let me pull up the picture real quick, this post that they put for the ACC Network. This is David Hale's 2021 ACC football position rankings with linebackers, and he has NC State 1, Pitt 2, and Clemson 3. And when I saw that, I thought, I think Clemson's linebacking core is way better than Pitt or NC State, but I wasn't completely familiar with those two teams. So I wanted to get into their positions and see what they have available. I think we know from the start that Clemson has a better recruiting record than those two teams. So you would assume, based on that alone, that they'd have a better depth at that position. But let's take a look at their starters specifically and see how they match up to Clemson. All right, starting with NC State, you've got Drake Thomas, a strong side linebacker, 87 ranked recruit, played 10 games last year with a torn pectoral muscle. And you'll notice this is a common theme with NC State in the sense that they played through injury, they played with injury, and they're having to recover from those injuries now in the offseason going into 2021, which for me is a big deal because that is a big question mark on how they're going to perform and if they are going to be ready for this coming football season. So Drake Thomas, a torn pectoral muscle. I know that is a pretty serious surgery for sure. So hopefully he has recovered from that. You can see him there on the top right-hand corner. And then you have Peyton Wilson, arguably their best player at linebacker, weak side linebacker, first team All-ACC, 108 tackles. But he also had shoulder surgery on both, not just one, but both shoulders this offseason as well. So he's recovering from that. 96 overall recruit, but definitely somebody who is going to have to come back from injury in this season, and we'll see how he works out as well. They have Vi Jones in the back transferring from USC, and he is a big-time special teams guy, but also a highly touted recruit as well at 95 overall. So I feel like NC State has a pretty good starting lineup for the linebackers. You can see those guys have a lot of experience and have a ton of tackles under their belt as well. Let's take a look at Pittsburgh. Now remember, David Hale ranked NC State first. He ranked Pittsburgh second on the list ahead of Clemson. You've got Cameron Bright, 83 overall at strong side linebacker, 53 tackles, 4.5 sacks. So you'll notice from this group, big-time sacks guys can definitely get to the quarterback and shown that they've done that consistently over 2020. Wendell Davis, an 85 overall middle linebacker, missed most of 2020, and in 2019, he played mostly special teams, but is expected to be at that middle linebacker position. And then Phil Campbell, 84 overall, with 46 tackles last year and 4.5 sacks as well. So 9 total sacks accounted for from those two starting linebackers for Pittsburgh. Again, definitely a very talented group, a very skilled group. As far as starting lineup goes, though, I got to make my case for the Clemson Tigers. And you have strong side linebacker on the right-hand side, Trenton Simpson, middle linebacker, James Skalski, and weak side linebacker, Balin Spector. All those guys are returning from last season. Trenton Simpson had 17 tackles and 4 sacks as a freshman. Now, the big deal there is 4 sacks. So I just told you about Pittsburgh doing so well with 4.5 sacks. 2 guys ending up with 4.5 sacks. Trenton Simpson did not start and was not the starter going into this season, and was not only that, but a true freshman. Now, he was a 5-star recruit according to the major outlets, but so there was a lot expected from him. But in the linebacking position, it is hard to become a starter, and he was not pushed in immediately. So he had to develop and earn that position and earn that spot. But he definitely came on strong towards the end of the season, and I look forward to seeing what he can do in 2021. So definitely a big-time talent there. James Skalski, you know what he can do, but he also missed 3 games last season and was because of targeting penalties, was not able to play full games in some of those games. So you had 35 tackles and 1.5 sacks. Now, that is a lot different than his 2019 season, which was 90 total tackles and 4.5 sacks. So I expect him, if he stays healthy, stays out of the targeting jail, he can definitely return to his 2019 form and dominate in the middle linebacker position, being one of the best linebackers in the nation. Same goes for Balen Spector as well. I think this is like his 8th or 9th season as a Clemson Tiger. Just kidding, but he definitely has a ton of experience, and also another guy who has a ton of tackles under his belt. 65 total tackles last year. And again, he also could get to the quarterback with 4.5 overall sacks. But I think the key factor for me is if you're looking at the linebacking group together as a whole, that's where Clemson really separates. Again, it goes back into the fact that Clemson can out-recruit these guys. You've got Jake Venables, Vonta Bentley, Sergio Allen, Kane Patterson, Jeremiah Trotter, and Keith McGuire, and many more on that list that I didn't want to list every single person, but those are some guys that come off the top of my head there that are waiting in the wings and are all top high-level 4-star guys, close to being 5-star guys, with 89 overall, 88 overall, 91, 98, 90. So definitely some highly rated recruits in there. If you haven't really seen them on the field, you have to go by their recruiting rankings. I think Clemson outperforms both NC State and Pittsburgh in the recruiting rankings, so I believe that their depth is better. If you look at their starting lineup, Clemson, I also believe, has a starting lineup that is better than NC State and Pittsburgh as well. I'm not saying NC State and Pittsburgh aren't a top 25 linebacking core either, but I really think that Clemson could be one of the best linebacking cores, or have one of the best linebacking cores in the nation for 2021. Hey, let me know what you think in the comments. Do you agree or disagree? Is David Hale right, putting NC State and Pitt above Clemson as far as the ACC ranks for linebackers? Or am I more correct in saying that Clemson has one of the best linebacking cores in the nation? Put it in the comments. I'll make sure to get back to you and reply. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our YouTube and follow our Facebook so you can stay updated on all of our exclusive Clemson content we put out every single week.